There have been many guitars in my life. My dad started playing in high school, and for as long as I can remember, he kept a rotating stable of 4 or 5 models around the house. Here's me sitting in one of them. Here I am plucking the strings of his Martin D28 herringbone. If I look like I'm getting away with something, it's because that guitar was like a fine china dining set, not the sort of instrument you want your toddler playing with. Best to give a kid something he can get dirty. First there was the plastic toy guitar with no strings. Then the cardboard guitars with fake fish line strings. The purple plastic with red nylon strings on which I could first start to form chords. This guitar also got me started making my own recordings of Buddy Holly covers and early attempts at original songs. Making music was a big part of how I processed the world around me and how I connected with people. My little brother caught the bug in middle school, and even when he and I could barely get along, we could still sit down and play songs together for hours. Our dad taught us both, and it's always been the unifying force of our family dynamic. I'd go through periods of not playing as much, and I didn't write anything of my own for a long time after those first bathroom studio recordings. But every so often I'd get excited about a certain song or an artist and pick it back up. This Ovation 6-string and its matching 12-string counterpart got me through my teens, belting out Pearl Jam covers around the campfire. And this one was my go-to while I was in a short-lived band with some of my friends in our early 20s. The other guys in the group were writing songs, and I was growing more and more frustrated with my imitative approach and lack of an original voice. When I was 23, I got married and moved away, taking one of the family guitars along with me. 6 months later, I was newly separated and cleaning out my parents' basement so I'd have some place to lay and clear my head. I was writing songs again, songs I liked, this time to make some sense of the sudden upending in my young life and the impending divorce. Shortly after I'd gotten hitched, my dad cashed in a small life insurance policy he'd taken out for me through his job. I used the lump sum to purchase my own fine china guitar, a Martin DXK2 full-bodied acoustic. That guitar was indeed my life insurance. At my lowest point, this instrument became my much-needed vehicle to express myself and process the anger, loss, disappointment, and confusion I was wrestling. It gave me a means of connecting to the outside world I felt somehow apart from. Using that DXK2, I wrote and recorded an album's worth of songs that turned the trauma of my divorce into something positive and creative. It was the first step I took in consciously creating a new life for myself. More than a decade later, having written dozens of songs, played hundreds of gigs, and recorded 2 albums with my brother, I now have a collection of guitars myself. They all have their strengths, but that Martin DXK2 is particularly special to me. Because with it perched on my knee or slung over my shoulder, I found confidence, community, catharsis. With this guitar, I regained my sense of self and discovered my voice among its 6 copper-wound strings.